Whoopi Goldberg reveals she only got married because people expected her to. We were supposed to have this conversation on afternoon tea time yesterday, but time did not permit. Anyway, the 63-year-old host of the View, who was married 3 times in the past, said, and I quote, "Look, people expect you to have a boyfriend. They expect you to get married. So I kept trying to do that. But I did not want to share information with somebody else. I did not want anybody asking me why I was doing what I was doing, or to have to make the other person feel better. But if you're in a relationship, you have to do those things. And it took me a while to figure out that I did not want to. I'd be thinking, why don't I feel the thing that I'm supposed to? Then one day I thought, I don't have to do this. I don't have to conform. I tried marriage and it wasn't for me. You can't be in a marriage because everybody expects you to be." I mean, I feel like we need to even break down the quotes one after the other. And I think I'm not comfortable with the part where she said you have to make people feel good, but yeah, that's how I feel sometimes. Like, why do I have to make you feel good when I know you should really feel bad at this point and then come out of it? It's kind of difficult, but coming from someone who has done marriage 3 times, and then you realize it wasn't for you. You did it once, twice,
then the 3rd time.
I don't know, but I get where she's coming from. We don't have to get married because we're expected to get married. You need to get married because you want to get married, because you probably have found the one. I don't know if that the one ever exists. Yeah, you found the one and you think that this is right. You want to understand them. You want to hold their hands even when they are in the wrong, because no one is perfect. That's one thing I've known. Like, even in my friendships, I know that people are not perfect. So you have to decide and agree that you are going to go this journey with this person. But what do you think?
Okay, for me, I think people should first stop seeing marriage as an achievement. That way, because honestly, I'm sure she's not the only one that feels this way. So many people don't actually want to get married, and marriage is not for everyone. Like, I mean, it's not something that, it's not a do or die affair. If you get married, good, congratulations. If you don't, good for you too. And that way, people, because of the way the society is built, like, oh, you have to get married for them to respect you as female and all of that. So many people go into
even
marriage,
as a man, because you see men that are not married wearing the wedding bands, and you ask them what's going on, they're like, oh no, it's for meeting and some kind of perception they want to build for themselves. I'm like, okay.
But like, I mean, it causes a lot of problem for people. That's why we have this domestic violence thing and all of that. And like she said she does not like to share stuff with people. Like, okay, I just want to be, like, she said something like, I can be with myself for so many years, or all of that and all of that. So many people are like that too, but they just can't own up to it because of the way what the world will say about them. And the fact that she's a celebrity, everybody will be waiting for her, like Genevieve, for example, when will she get married and all of that. I'm sure it's because of the pressure.
Yeah,
she
we
did
need
1,
to stop
2, 3.
putting pressure on ourselves.
I mean, let people live their life, live and let others live.
I have to agree with everything both of you have been saying. I've always, if you ever like follow Whoopi, you know that there's some, like, she's not the typical female standard. Her dressing, her choice of words, how she acts and all that stuff. To be honest, I was actually very surprised, because when I started following her, you know, she's quite an old school. I don't think I was even born in that generation, but when I started following her, I didn't even think she had kids. I didn't think she was married. She looked like somebody, like the Christians would call the Paul, who wants to live the single life. And I think that people who are built like that, that they have a honest, genuine contentment with just being alone. It wows me, because I definitely don't have that. But I know that people like that exist. To do it once or twice or 3 times, I think I'll have started to get a bit about her statement. But when I saw how short the marriages were, it made me want to believe that, okay, maybe she was struggling with these things, because it makes me wonder, like, you did it the first time, yes, but what about the second time and the 3rd time? But I guess it's also that kind of pressure, and we don't know in her context how things were back then. It's tricky, because marriage is, for me, all I see with marriage is it's an economical thing and a religious thing. If you take those 2 things out, you don't really need marriage. Apart from religious books that tell you that it's important, there's nothing else that proves that. And economically, it's still in context as to which countries. So developed countries, if everybody's getting equal pay, nobody really needs to marry someone to like have financial stability or like be respected in the culture. That is contextual to certain places. But obviously, if you bring it back to Nigeria, you kind of need marriage to like open some doors and sit in some places and all that stuff. So it gets really tricky that even if I don't want to do this thing, you have to. Same thing with religion. Like here, it didn't take me 5 seconds to realize religion is very political. If I say Christian, I'm already opening doors in some places and I'm closing doors in others. And if I say Islam, I'm opening doors in some places. So it's all politics and stuff like that. So away from the fact that, yes, I want to tell girls and women that it's okay to not, get into this thing. You also have to consider the fact that there's a lot that you're going to lose from you build an environment that's supportive for you to make that kind of choice.
Like, I mean, some people will say stuffs like, fathers will tell their children that before you can take over this business, you have to get married, or before you can have this money, you have to bring a wife and all of that. I'm like, why are you putting this people, like, why are you pushing them to one tight corner?
And I think they feel like once you get married, you're responsible.
Yeah.
And I don't think it works like that. If you're not responsible, you still be responsible in marriage.
And what about just cohabiting? Like, why can't you just like
live together?
They want the tag.
My
wife. My husband. Okay.